Hi,
How's it going?
I'm Heather,
I'm Josh.
and we're the Lapids, and we are back with the third and I guess final trilogy
Unless he surprises us with something.
of, yes, AGUST, aka Sugar. Today we're watching AMYGDALA. According to him, this is like the third chapter of Dechita and Hagum. And supposedly this will connect all the dots for us. Do you know what amygdala is?
Not sure. Did you look it up?
No, but I watched like the behind the scenes thing. So apparently amygdala is like a part of your brain that pretty much stores like traumatic memories and then kind of creates like responses to those memories.
Medulla amygdala, right? That's what it's called.
I think that's a different thing. Isn't that oblongata?
I have no idea.
I think that's a different part of your brain.
I know it's a part of the brain.
I think it's a different part. But so I'm interested to see how this will connect to the videos because Dejita and Hagum are very similar, not only in like music styles, but as well as like the music videos. But based off of what I know of the concept of this music video, it's more like real life, kind of like a lot more true events that are going to be depicted. So it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together. Do you have any thoughts before we get into it?
Let's just get into it.
All right. I don't know. Am I going to need some tissues for this one? I feel like it's going to be sad. Oh. Time out. Let's make sure we got subs. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the other ones look like more like, well, the Dechita was like definitely like more period piece, and then
obviously fictional.
Yeah, but it was like earlier times, and this looks like present time.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. And we're gonna watch this all the way through the first time around, and then we'll go back and go through our thoughts and like pause in between.
I'm not sure. He doesn't seem to have a scar on his face right now, so maybe he'll end up with one.
Oh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh. This is how he gets the scar on his face. A little bit more of a melodic style than Dechita and Hagum.
Wow.
길가에 너무 신박시가 소리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 혼자난 아버지의 가난 소식 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길 그동안 모두 지나가 버렸길 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는 여기서 피워내 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 선택 원치 않잖아 원치 않잖아 내 통제밖에
I feel like that door could mean like two things.
Oh, and sugar probably means 10
Million.
things.
What's he running to? Oh. Interesting. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Okay, first of all, that doesn't remind you of anything like that, him on the motorbike?
Reminds you of 8-1 class.
Oh my god. You don't
I feel
remember?
like they have a lot of those like motorbike falling off things in a lot of the K-dramas.
Okay. We're talking about real life here. His accident.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
how
yeah,
he got
yeah,
his
yeah.
shoulder injury.
Yeah, and he was like, wasn't he like doing some like side work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what that is. A direct, what is it called?
Correlation.
Okay, what are your initial thoughts of like what's going on aside from the obvious?
So this one kind of seems like, well, like in Dechita and Hagum, he's kind of like trying to destroy like the other version of himself, the doppelganger of himself, so like the king or the police chief. But in this one, he seems to be trying to save his alternate self.
I wonder if...
But,
Sorry, go ahead.
But it doesn't seem like he gets to save him.
Yeah, okay, so I mentioned in the Hagum video that a lot of the theories behind Dechita was that the king version of himself in that video was like his past self. And then obviously he killed him at the end of the video. And then in Hagum, I was like wondering if maybe it's like kind of the same thing, but like, you know, in the lyrics he talks a lot about like self-indulgence and like being obsessed with all these things. So maybe like the mob cop version of him in that video is like that side of himself, and then like the gangster one was like obviously the one that's like not the opposite. So then
I think for me, I think the mob cop is like more of like a...
Like you don't think it's supposed to be him?
They talk about a lot of like how social media is
Right.
like controls people like subconsciously, and then like I feel like policing is kind of like being a police chief, and policing is kind of like that control.
Well, true. I think there's like a lot. I think there's more than one meaning behind like that side of it, because it's also kind of like like the corruption and all of that. So I think there's like multiple sides to that, but I feel like in this video, like you said, it seems like he's trying to save himself, but it's like one side of himself is obviously like sad and like depressed, and then the other side is like the more, I don't know, like maybe optimistic or happy. And so if this is the beginning of like the scar and like the trauma, then it's kind of like he's trying to like save himself from all of the other stuff in the other videos.
Yeah, maybe
you know
like
what I mean?
a Terminator kind of like,
yeah,
like John Connor going back and
right. You know what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah. So like kind of like maybe try to, because it doesn't seem like he gets saved at the very end. So maybe the version of himself behind the door is trying to like prevent that from happening. Even, yeah.
Yeah, and then that part where he's like in the couch scene with the door, I was gonna say, I feel like the door, to me, it either represents like him trying to go to the light, as in like dying, like dying, or like going to the light to like be like not, it's like saved or like get better.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I feel like it could be like either or, because he was reaching for it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, which reason is he reaching for it for?
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta watch it again. I was like hopping between the lyrics and like the video, and oh man, so much to process there.
Did you catch a lot of the lyrics? Like he's talking about a lot of like real life.
Yeah,
instances.
he was talking about like a lot of like personal things. Yeah, there's a part where like something about cancer.
Yeah.
Parents
his
stuff,
dad apparently had I think it was liver cancer, and then he like talks about his mom's like heart problem.
Yeah.
So I guess those were
but
obviously.
But then that's when all the scenes were flashing, so I was like switching back and forth like between. It was just a lot to process. Definitely gotta.
One more time.
Well, maybe more than one more time, but
we'll give it another go, and then we'll pause in between.
If we watched this until we understood it completely, this would be like a 5-hour video.
Oh, I was also gonna say the scene where he's like in where the couch is, and it's like all black. It kind of reminds me of Stranger Things, like when Elle is like in the dark place or whatever. Because at first I thought like maybe that's. Well, I mean, I guess it could kind of be like that too. Like he's not actually physically there.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
like,
I don't think. I think it's more of like a mental state kind of thing.
Like isolated, feeling isolated and trapped.
Or like that one movie, Get Out.
Right.
The sunken place.
Yeah. I mean, he looks sunken here, so. See, okay, sorry. So what's also is like, I'm like trying to figure out, because it's about to happen, but where he crashes into the car, it wakes this version of himself up. So it's like, is he dreaming of it, or like seeing himself? Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe
Like foreshadowing.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he got put into a coma or something,
right?
And like he's trying to get out of it.
Or is it like almost like a premonition type of thing?
Yeah.
You know.
I definitely believe like this version of him is the same one that's him in Dechita.
Oh.
Like I feel like with the scar on his face and
yeah, well, it has to be.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about that's interesting is that in Hagum, only one of them have the scar, the cop guy.
Does one? I forget.
He doesn't. But in Dechita, both of them have it.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, so then does that mean that? So then what does that mean? You know?
Are you sure?
What is it? Yeah. We just rewatched both of the videos prior to watching this, and yet he still didn't catch that. I made sure to look because I was curious. Okay. So that's what makes me like confused, because then it's like it's not the same person then, or it's like him prior to, or that Hagum, the gangster Hagum guy, is the driver guy, because they don't have scars. I don't know. Okay, let's continue, and then we'll see.
So I think when he's saying "I don't know your name," I think he's like speaking to himself.
Like I don't know you.
AMYGDALA, you said it was like part of your brain.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like it's like he doesn't know himself.
Mm-hmm. Or like I don't recognize myself. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think that the coma theory could be.
No, which one?
The coma theory.
Oh, yeah. That's true, because they never show him after the crash.
Yeah.
Like they never show him like, you know, on the ground or anything. And they do show like the hospital like monitors in like later scenes. It was like flashing.
Oh yeah, see? Okay. Yeah. So right when the car
He wakes up.
crashes, he wakes up in here, which is like probably him in a coma.
Right. And it was like hazy.
Yeah. So like,
And it could be
Yeah.
like so it's like he could be in a coma, and then it's also like PTSD at the same time, like reoccurring, like reliving that moment,
yeah.
because obviously it was like a traumatizing situation.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right. Okay. So then that part, it's like I feel like that correlates to the I don't know your name. Because he's like reaching for him, like kind of like, oh, like who is that? Like, is that me? Like, he doesn't look like he knows like who it is. So okay, I think that's where that's going.
Like, I was watching it, but I didn't read the lyrics.
Yeah, you're okay. So then he just said it right there. I'm gonna unpack the memories that I can't remember. So it's almost like either it could kind of be like okay, like if you go into a coma, sometimes you do have like memory loss, but also like repressed feelings because they're like traumatic or like
Yeah, I think even
know,
I think like the Hagum and Dechita is like those memories unpacking. Kind of in a way.
Because you like, do you say that because
like he's
it's like
digging
from the past?
Yeah, like digging further.
Interesting.
Like those are like memories he like unpacked. Maybe
It could be, yeah. Huh.
because like there's a lot of people that like
Right,
dig into like past selves,
right,
reincarnation and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, and like there's like the belief that with reincarnation sometimes you carry like your past life with you. So it could very well be that also. Very, 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 very deep. It's like getting crazy. Also, okay, sorry, we're pausing a lot, but there's like a lot to unpack here as well. So with that, like him like hurting himself in the video, I feel like a lot of people who get injured can probably relate to that, especially if your injury affects like your profession, like sports, like athletes and stuff. Sometimes you can like completely like lose your job from your injury. So I feel like, if like Suga's story with the accident and stuff, like it was like a challenging thing, and he had to get like steroid shots all the time and blah blah blah. So I could see how that can play on your mental health.
Yeah, he probably feels like he like brought that upon himself, even though it was an accident. Like, crap, I shouldn't have been doing that, and
Right.
almost risked like my whole career doing that.
That, and there's also like the side of it where it's like, oh, like my shoulder's effed up now, and now I'm like a burden to the group because I can't perform as well as I used to. So there's like so many factors and like things that could like play into. Chuckle again.
She could be doing that in real life all day. He was walking towards the light there.
But still, like, is for what reason? Like, is he walking to it,
참 별의 별일이
I know there's like a lot of people that have stories like, oh yeah, when I was like in coma, it felt like someone was trying to bring me to the light, but then something else told me like, oh, you need to stay, and then they woke up. So maybe the door shutting there is like, you need to stay and figure something out,
Right.
instead of just leaving.
Like, yeah. I feel like, okay, so there's like flashes of like the pills and stuff, and I feel like that could either be like, you know, depicting like depression and like that, like, you know, taking pills and whatnot, but I feel like it could also be related to the injury thing, because a lot of times when people have serious injuries like that, you know, you're like on a lot of medication, pain medication specifically, and like a lot of times people become dependent and like addicted to those medications, and then that could also lead you into a whole spiral also.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the door closing is more of like a don't give up quite yet kind of deal.
So you think that the door represents like death?
Well, I think just in that scene where he's walking towards the light,
Okay.
maybe it's like, maybe it's like, we could end right here just by leaving this door, but then it shuts, and yeah, I'm not too sure, but that's kind of how I took it right there.
Okay.
If you have any other theories or better confirmation, just leave it in the comments.
Or let us
read
know
them all.
what you think the door represents.
Yeah, this is our second time watching. I'm just a guy on the internet making shit up. So
we're trying to figure out just like everyone else.
yeah.
많았지 길가에 넘친 택시의 소리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식 가득해질 중에 걸려 언제나 아버지의 가난 소식 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길 그 또한 모두 지나가 버렸길 그래서 이 수많은
Oh, I wonder. Okay, so like obviously he's very private about his like family life and everything, and like he talks about his like mom's like heart what is that called, her heart problems, and there was a scene where it looked like a mother was like washing the dishes and like fell or something. So I wonder if like maybe that is like what happened, like they like found her or like caught her as she like fell from her heart problems or whatever. Just a thought.
I'm thinking, yeah. I'm thinking like with Dechita and Hagum, how they like touch on what do you call it, indulgence and like being controlled by media. I feel like that like those are like parts of him that he felt like guilty for because his parents were going through a lot.
Right.
And maybe like him in Haga in like Dechita, like is him like killing that guilt, like
right,
or like the guilt of the indulgence and whatnot, or like forgiving himself, kind of. I mean, he killed himself, but
yeah. And if going off of what you're saying, like I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, especially like as you become like adults and stuff. Like, you know, when you're like younger and like dumb, like you want like, oh, I wish I could do this, I want this, and like you kind of like blame your parents for like a lot of things, or you act like shitty to your parents.
Yeah.
But you don't even know like what's really going on like with them sometimes. So I feel like that kind of like ties into what
he's
you were
like
saying
killing
too.
his inner demons.
Yeah. Okay.
I maybe
Possibly, yeah.
possibly.
Cause in Dechita, there's the line that says like, I used to want like all the money, all the clothes or whatever, and then he says like, now that I have it, like what do I want now, or something like that, or like he doesn't care about it anymore, something along those lines. So that kind of goes in hand with what you're talking about. Best choice, the second best choice, third best choice. Yeah, see, that part's kind of giving like different lives vibes. Because, like, I don't know. See, that part's interesting. Because then it looks like he saw something. And then he just goes running to the door. Like, it looks like he saw something and then he just, like, dips out. So it's like he, like, got a feeling or, like, saw something. See?
Interesting. Like, when did that motorcycle scene take place? Because, like, that has to be obviously before he crashed, right?
We'll see. Oh, like, yeah, because he's, like, sitting on it.
Yeah. But then it's raining. I don't think it was raining when he first...
It wasn't raining. I'm trying to think.
Brain's getting fried with all,
like, so
all these spots.
To, like, so many things. Or it's like... Or maybe they're showing... Okay. Maybe they're showing two different outcomes.
Oh, yeah. Possibly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is him in a different outcome where he doesn't crash and then he's going to save himself. And then the other one is like he crashes and then he's like stuck in that dark place or whatever. I don't know. That doesn't... I don't know. Yeah. I feel like it has to kind of be something like that.
I can see that. I'm not too... I just need... Hold on. Let me just...
Rewind again? Yeah.
We'll watch it past.
See, but then, like, what could he trying to, like, what's behind the door for the short hair sugar?
Yeah.
Like, what is he trying to get to? I felt like we were, like, on the right path. And then we just got thrown off course.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy video. Dang, let us know in the comments. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments probably watched it far more times than us. So, yeah, if you have any,
what your theories are,
what your theories
let
are
us
about
know.
that. But
also,
yeah, it's definitely a mind-blowing video.
Also, if you speak Korean or understand Korean, and maybe some of the the captions aren't
get lost in translation.
Yeah, let us know, because I know sometimes it isn't always like the best direct translation. And it gets like
some things
lost.
are even like hard to translate themselves. Like some words, like there's not like a word for that in English and whatnot. Yeah,
so let us know. What did you think of the song itself?
It's pretty cool. I feel like I need to listen to it without watching anything, because my mind just keeps going, like trying to just come up with things.
Yeah. I like it. I've been listening to the album a lot, and it's definitely like one of my favorites. And I feel like it's gonna be like one of the ones that will be like emotional during the concert. Like he'll probably get like emotional performing it. Yeah, if you didn't catch
very very personal sounding song.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you didn't catch it or catch our last video of us reacting to Hey Gum, I mentioned that I'll be at the AGUST D-Day concert here in LA on the 14th. So very, very excited.
If you're going to be there too, drop it in the comments.
Let me know. Yeah, so I'm super excited. A friend of mine was there the last 2 days, and I was trying so hard not to watch, at least without sound. But I'm very excited. And yeah, probably gonna have to watch this video a few more times if we even get to the bottom line.
I know.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm like, it's nothing you wouldn't expect from Suga. Like obviously, like he always has like deep lyrics, personal lyrics when it comes to his like
things with like
AGUST.
multiple meanings. It'll mean different things to different people. I feel
Right,
like
exactly. Like especially if you yourself have like experienced
through,
traumatic
events.
I'm sure, or like you know suffer from mental illness. I'm sure it'll hit people like in different ways. So yeah, let us know what you thought of the video. And yeah, if you haven't seen the Hagram reaction, we'll post that in a card or at the end. So make sure to check that out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.